I've been asked to leave a restaurant for openly bowing my head in prayer hands. In America.
Hey folks, I'm Tennessee Brando and you're watching MeidasTouch. Now I do have a clip I'm going to show you here in a minute of Harris Faulkner from Fox News, but before I get to that, I'm going to do something I never thought I'd do here on MeidasTouch, so please don't hit the stop button, please don't unfollow, okay? But I'm going to do something I never thought I would ever do, and that is give Republicans credit for something. That's right, I'm going to give the devil their due. Republicans have done a damn good job over the years of demonizing the other side. They've done a really good job of controlling the narrative, of controlling the language, and they've done an awesome job of absolutely making some words so disgusting that people don't even want to say them. Going back years ago, go back into the 50s, they loved to call us communist sympathizers. We were commies. Coming on up into the 60s and 70s, well, we were the hippies and the dirty hippies and their evil, sinful lifestyle. And they're trying to push this in the face of us fine Christian people. And coming on up into the recent years, they worked overtime to make the word liberal a dirty word. And they succeeded. They made certain liberals feel bad to say the word out loud. You'll always hear liberals go, well, now I'm a liberal, but, and they try to ease into it instead of owning the word proudly like they should. And the newest word they're working overtime to demonize is the word woke. Because anytime anyone out there raises any awareness on any issue or points to any group of people who are having it rough, well, they're part of that woke mob. And that woke mob is coming for your way of life. And they've done a masterful job of making their side, their voters, feel like they're the oppressed, that they're the ones that everyone else is coming for. Now, this clip I have here of Harris Faulkner is a case in point of what I'm talking about here. Listen to what she does here. She talks about how that she was praying in a restaurant and she was asked to leave because she was praying. And they're coming after you and they're coming after your lifestyle, but you stick true to yourself and you pray and you be who you are. And she makes it sound like there's this evil group of people just coming after people like her. And their voters and their base falls for it and laps it up. Watch this clip, then I'm going to come back and explain more about how Republicans have done such a masterful job of demonizing all of us.
We know who we are, and we know whose we are. For those of us who believe, we must be bold in our faith right now. When you gather in public spaces, pray thankfully over your food. Even when the server gives you the stink eye or tells the manager that your peaceful grace is triggering them. Had it happen to me. I've been asked to leave a restaurant for openly bowing my head in prayer hands. In America. It's all good. They don't deserve my money anyway.
Watching that clip, I'm reminded of a story I heard one time about Lee Atwater. Lee Atwater was an advisor for Presidents Ronald Reagan and George H.W. Bush. And one time he went on television, and when he got done talking and walked off the set, a young intern who worked for him walked up to him and said, "Mr. Atwater, nothing you just said was true." And he said, "It is now. I said it on TV." And I have no way of proving one way or the other if Harris Faulkner's story is true here. I don't know if she was ever asked to leave because she openly prayed over her food, but it does not matter to Fox News viewers because now they believe it to be the gospel truth. And anywhere they go, they're going to be on the lookout. They're going to go out to eat. They're going to sit down. They're going to bow their heads to pray, and they're going to be on the lookout for us evil liberals, us evil woke mob that's going to come try to stop them from praying over their food. I can't count the times that I've been out eating, looked over and saw a family holding hands and praying, and I remained quiet. I didn't say one word, didn't rock the boat, didn't care. It didn't mean nothing to me. I've looked over and seen individuals sitting there praying over their food. I never said a word. But they now have created that argument. They've made it true by saying it on Fox News, and they'll have all their viewers on the lookout now every time they go out to eat. They'll be watching over their shoulder for people like us, thinking that we're coming for them. And that's what the Republican Party has done such a good job of mastering. They have mastered making these people feel like they're the true victims in the story. The average straight, white, Christian, Republican voter doesn't know what it's like to be a person of color. They don't know the struggles they go through, but when we raise awareness to it or we try to stand in solidarity with them, they're going to say, well, that's part of the woke mob, and they're going to stop listening. They don't know what it's like to be part of the LGBTQ community, but if we try to raise awareness about it during Pride Month, they're going to say we're shoving it down their throats and we're trying to come for their lifestyle. They don't know what it's like to be an immigrant in this country. But as long as Fox News keeps painting us that we're the ones coming for them and makes them the victim, they will turn a blind eye to every other problem that everyone is going through. And I myself can't imagine living that way. I mean, we all have struggles, no matter who we are. We all struggle in this world. What is wrong with looking over at another group of people's problems and examining them and looking at them and trying to work together so we can all pull forward and go together? I don't understand it. I never have understood the appeal that the Republican Party has to people. And I grew up in the Bible Belt on the East Tennessee, Southeast Kentucky border, one of the most Bible Belt places that there is. And that never appealed to me. I never wanted a world that looked exactly like me. And a lot of people that watch this are going to laugh when I say this, but when I made it from Cumberland Gap down to Knoxville, I felt like I went to San Francisco, because you could actually walk down the street and see a gay couple holding hands on Market Square. And I was blown away the first time I saw that. I don't want to live in a world where everybody looks like me. You know, I want to live in a world where we all work together and we all raise awareness and we all listen to one another. But the Republican Party they've mastered making their voters feel like they're the oppressed, they're the victims, they're the ones that's got it rough. And somehow everybody else's problems is just a hindrance to them. I don't understand that way of thinking. You're over here living your life. I'm not saying you got it easy. I'm not saying you don't have struggles of your own, but you're over here living your life and you hear all these other problems that people are facing. And somehow you think all these problems they're facing are your problem. It's being shoved on you. You don't want it pushed on you. Keep that away from me. I don't want to see that. I don't want to hear about it. I'm trying to live my life over here. I don't get the appeal of it. But like I said at the start of the video, I will give the Republicans credit for mastering that argument. They have managed to get people to vote for them for years now and to vote against their own interests. These people will go out to a Texas Roadhouse. They'll be on the lookout for the woke mob. They'll pray over their food, and they can barely afford that plate of food because they voted Republican. They can barely afford to live in this country because they continue to vote against their own interests, but they will feel good about themselves. Like, boy, I done something. I prayed in that Texas Roadhouse, and that waiter over there gave me a stink eye, and I kept on praying. Meanwhile, they kept on going broke. It's one of the saddest things I've ever seen, and I'll never fully understand it, but that's where we're at in this country. But folks, I want to thank y'all so much for watching this video. I hope you hit subscribe here on MeidasTouch. And I want to remind you that, yes, I did write the theme song, the Meidas Mighty Anthem for the MeidasTouch Network. I'm so excited to say that it was released on MeidasTouch Records and it went out on all the streaming services and platforms. So for all of you out there who downloaded it, shared it, and pushed it out there, I really appreciate it. It was an honor to write it. I felt like for a long time that that the network needed a song. And I remember one day I just kept thinking about the line, "The truth is gold," and that just kept going through my head, and I just cranked that out for you guys. So glad you enjoyed it. And if you've not heard it yet, I hope you go find it, and I hope you enjoy it. But thank you all so much. Always an honor to be part of the MeidasTouch Network. You guys keep tuning in, and old Tennessee Brando will keep trying to tell you the truth.
Hey, Meidas Mighty. Love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.